How we doing, everybody? Welcome to Walk It Off. I'm excited to go live tonight for multiple reasons. We're going to talk about the Verge Osbury interview with Matt Moscona. I'm going to warn you now, it's not going to be the conversation you think we're going to have. Just going to forewarn everybody. I'm also going to talk about LSU right now on the field, the game against Bethune-Cookman in the upcoming series against Ole Miss, and why you shouldn't be worried. You shouldn't be freaked out over the Bethune-Cookman story. But most of all, I want to sincerely thank everyone in the LSU baseball fan base. I started this about 7 weeks ago, and I started doing pick-to-clicks the second or third game of the season against Milwaukee. I never thought I would see this fan base come together the way it has. It has been something that is truly, it almost brings tears to my eyes thinking about. The way this fan base has come together for the love we share for this team, for our coaching staff, and for our players is beautiful to see. I want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart for coming together, being positive, and doing what we feel like we need to do right now to help our team. It's truly remarkable. You got Coyote Operator coming out and showing his love, getting most of this stuff started. I put out the clip after Monday's show talking about how Jay Johnson shouldn't be fighting like this for funding his program. You got NBA Tiger Boy going in the trenches. You got La Cobra 225 now giving a giveaway for Jay Brown card. Miss Brandy Fry giving away Ethan Fry's signed baseball cards. You got every other mother in the program, Miss Linda Curiel, Miss Marcy Milam, doing everything they can to help bolster this fan base and bring us around and help contribute to the team and the program we all love so dearly. And I truly want to say thank you to everyone, whether you've donated, whether you haven't donated, whether you've reposted, commented, shared, whatever it is, it's helping. In a matter of 72 to 84 hours, we've had our voices be heard in big ways. And that's kind of something I want to get to here in a minute, but I truly I would spend the next hour right now. I wish I could spend the next hour pulling up my X, pulling up my Instagram, pulling up everything, and just looking at everyone and saying thank you to everyone individually for the support you guys have given. And it's not even support for me, support for this team and this program and Jay Johnson. Truly, it means more to me than you possibly imagine. All right. Speaking of that, don't forget, it's real. It's right there. Dylan Cruz signed jersey, your $25 donation. Follow Paul Jer 16, follow Walk It Off Talk, and get your donation screenshots on the post April 18th. And I think Miss Brandy Fry has a couple of days left for the cards. If I'm wrong, I'm sure somebody in the comment section will correct me. Those are awesome. She's also been very kind. They're also going to be up for pick-to-clicks. So if you don't get the chance to win one in the raffle, they're going to be one on pick-to-click here soon. So thank you, Miss Brandy Fry, so much for giving birth to the wonderful and amazing Ethan Fry, and also doing what you can for this program, even though your son is not here. But let's talk about Verge Osbury real quick. I warned you all, this wasn't going to be the conversation you think it was. Now, I don't want to upset Tiger Boy. I don't want to upset Coyote Opera. I don't want to upset Tick. I don't want to upset anybody who was giving Verge his flowers. Verge deserves his flowers to a point. But I walked away from that interview. I listened to it about 4 times a day because I knew I was going to talk about it, and I wanted to make sure I didn't come across wrong. But I didn't walk away with the same feeling a lot of people have on X right now with that interview. Why do I feel that way? There are a few things that Verge said in that interview that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Now, We always talk about you don't come to LSU to play sport, to study, to play school. You come to LSU to play sports. I get it. You don't come to LSU to play school. So Verge did graduate from LSU, and he got the number wrong, the 80-20-5-5. That's 110, but whatever. In the interview, it's clear to see that Verge is prioritizing men's basketball or basketball. LSU football is going to get the lion's share, and it deserves it. Like I said last week, you have to feed that monster. That monster's hungry. You got to feed it. It needs the money. Aside from that, there's a lot of talk about the baseball arena, not the baseball, the basketball arena being built where the golf course is currently. They said in the next 3 months we should hear something about that now. And Moscona and Verge kind of got into a talk about the public-private partnership they're doing with, let me make sure I get the name right, OVG, the Oakview Group, to get this done. It's a $400 million project. What bothered me is it's clear to see Verge is still prioritizing basketball. Men's basketball, I get. It's profitable. The two most profitable sports, really only two profitable sports at LSU, are football and men's basketball. Now, Verge does lump baseball into that conversation because baseball itself probably loses the least amount of money on campus. And he believes he can make baseball profitable. I think you can make baseball profitable. But we're not going to get into that realm of talking how to do that. But something me and Zach Nunez ago deep dive talked about that really kind of got my goat. He talked. The only best way I can say is Verge talks out of both sides of his mouth. He says you can't be competitive and win championships with every program on your campus every year. But in my opinion, why would you prioritize basketball then? If anybody in the chat wants to do a quick trivia question, how many times has men's basketball been to the Final Four? I talked to somebody today who's a big basketball fan. He told me one. I'm like, no, it's 4. Men's basketball has been to the Final Four 4 times. I believe it was 1956, 1981, 1986, and 2006. 53, 81, 86, 2006. All right. I was off by the first one. You have more national championships in baseball than you have Final Four appearances, and Final Four appearances are not the championship. That gets my goat. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. He does say at one point, well, take that back. He never says this. He never says, he does say baseball will get a increase in revenue share, but then he says it's going to be similar to women's basketball. He never tells you how much. He never really gets past the 5% number. Will men's basketball get a larger revenue share now? It will wait, and then women's basketball and baseball, gymnastics and softball have to share a smaller amount. But he's saying that it's going to be a bigger amount next year. Also, the revenue share money is going up this year. By how much? I don't know. Right now it is 20.5. They started talking about why it's actually 18.5. I didn't really pay attention to that part, I'll be honest. But I don't understand. How you okay. You say you can't win in every sport every year. Okay. The one sport you prioritize. You have to prioritize football. It's giving you every bit of revenue you have. Basketball, you're going to prioritize because it's profitable. Women's basketball has to get something because they are competitive. And then baseball is competitive. But you still got to fund swimming, golf, gymnastics, softball, the dance team, cheer, everything of that nature. I'm trying to find the nicest way to say this. How about I go here? I'm not trying to just destroy women's basketball when I say this. I'm not. I love Kim Mulkey, Tangipahoa representative, Tangipahoa stand up, but he says that the brand of women's basketball is Kim Mulkey. Well, does anybody tell me what the brand of LSU baseball is? It's Jay Johnson, yeah, but it's also Cy Young winner Paul Skeens, Rookie of the Year Paul Skeens, Kevin Gausman, Jake Fraley, Alex Bregman, Dylan Cruz. Guys coming up quickly in the minor leagues, Anthony Ianson, Cade Anderson, Ethan Fry's looking to be flying up through the minor leagues soon, from everything I read. If you've been to a baseball game, you see the Tigers and the pros. And they only show you the guys in the show. They only show you the guys in the minor leagues. I checked last week. Peterson is still pitching in AAA ball. I think people underestimate the brand and the size and the scope that LSU baseball truly is. And honestly, the way baseball is makes me kind of think that the athletic department is,
You know what? You're spoiled.
When it comes to baseball and Jay Johnson, you're spoiled. Jay Johnson, like I said the other day, brought this program back to relevancy. Verge did go on to say that he helped, did a big favor actually to baseball by front loading some funds and fundraising for them. Well, how easy would it have been to fundraise for Matt McMahon? Because Jay did you a big favor by winning another national championship. I thank all of you. I thank all of you for fundraising and helping and contributing and getting the word out. The job isn't done. The job isn't nearly done. He also said you can't keep going back to the TAF or the TAF Fund or Tiger Athletic Fund to bail you out. What's the point of TAF then? Why do you pay these? And somebody, even though a lot, like 99% of people are amazing, there's still that 1% who are just mouth breathers on social media who talk about the season. You're not a season ticket holder. You're not this. You're not that. Do you know how hard it is to get season tickets to LSU baseball? I know we talk about the 40,000 person wait limit for football and the 3,000 person waiting list for basketball. Do you know how hard it is to get baseball tickets? And the TAF donations you have to give to get tickets and the parking passes you have to buy and the this and the that. What is TAF there for? What really bothered me with Verge is when he said, I've only been on the job 4 months. Bud, you've been here for 30 years. Verge, come on, dude. You got put in that role because you've been here. You were the assistant athletic director. You were there. If you tell me you don't know finances, how are you making schedules? Paying these teams to come play LSU in the Tiger Stadium. Remember when Troy beat us and made all that money? Come on, man. I love Verge. Don't get me wrong. I love Verge. But don't pour water on my head and tell me it's raining. I know Verge had that interview simply to kind of quell the noise because people like Miss Peggy, me, Coyote Operator, everyone involved in this are making noise, guys. They hear us. They hear us. Remember how I always say the kids hear you? The administration hears us as well. The coaches hear us. The coaches' spouses hear us. The parents hear us. We're doing good things. We can't stop. Now, I'm not saying go empty your bank account to donate. I'm not saying that. We have to keep the pressure on, though. We have to keep letting them know that if you don't want to prioritize baseball, we still are. We're still prioritizing baseball, whether you like it or not. And can anybody tell me what TAF is for if it's not to help bail out the athletics? They're spending all this time. And also let you know the reason I say we need to keep the pressure on, they haven't finalized the budget yet for sports. They're trying to finalize the budget now. There's a reason why Verge went and talked to Jay this week. It's because we made noise. We let it be known because Verge didn't want to talk about baseball during that interview. He wanted to stay far away from it. He wanted to talk about basketball and the new arena. The new arena that the private partnership you got, the private public partnership you have with Oakview Group, who just had to fire and get a new CEO because he was indicted on federal charges at a grand jury for embezzlement, I believe. No, bid rigging. That's what it is. Bid rigging. That you're doing a public-private partnership with. So I get it. You need to find a way to make money, but I'm at a loss of words for it. I'm at a loss for words for it. Like, you tell me you can't be competitive in each sport every year. Okay. Like some people have said today, yeah, I get it to a point. Like, yeah, you may look at a team and go, are we really going to be competitive in this sport this year? Do we have the talent? How expensive are the transfers? How expensive is the talent? I get it. How are you going to choose what you're going to be competitive in? The coaches you hired are going to take you saying, no, we're not going to be competitive this year. Not go tell Will Wade, no, we don't need to be competitive this year. Go tell Will Wade that. I dare you to go tell Jay Johnson we're not going to be competitive in baseball. I dare you. And he also spoke today about, wanting to do everything they can to keep Jay here. He's the highest paid. He still never said they're going to do everything they can to keep Jay here. I really want to hear Verge say that. Look, how are you going to decide? Are you going to pick a program that hasn't made it to the semifinals since 2006 or the program that's won 3 national championships since then? LSU Baseball has won more national championships than any sport on this campus since the men's basketball team went to the Final Four. Think about that. And why is baseball still fighting for funding? A lot of people still blame Scott Wilbert. And I get it. We all loved Scott. We did when he was here. We didn't know the truth behind it. And Scott did a lot of things I don't agree with now. I would have defended Scott. I defended Scott before he got fired. I'll be honest. There were things hidden from public eye, or at least from my eye, that I didn't know, that I would have said, yeah, let's keep Scott. Now, I wish we would have fired him sooner. But Scott's not here anymore. You can't keep blaming Scott. You can't blame the smell of something in your house if you already taken it out and put it in the trash. It's gone. He's gone. Verge can't use this "I've been here 4 months" excuse. You can't. You've been here for 30 years and you've been involved in the athletic department for a long time, cuz. It's time to step up and do your job. I implore everyone. Again, I'm not asking you to go out and drain your bank accounts. Trust me. I got 2 kids and a wife and a mortgage, and I get it. 100%. Why'd you do that? But we need to keep the pressure on this program and keep the pressure on this department to let them know that we care about LSU baseball and we care about Jay Johnson. Don't stop pushing. Again, thank you all so much for doing what you've done so far with the donations and the reposts and everything like that. Let's keep hitting them hard. Let's keep hitting them hard. We're going to play a commercial and come back. We're going to hit your comments, and we're going to get into talking about LSU baseball against Bethune-Cookman, coming up against Ole Miss, and also talk a little bit of LSU football. Stay with us. In South Louisiana, there's nothing we love more than God, family, sports, and food. For your next get-together, make sure you contact LeMe's Sourdough Bakery. Whether you're gathering with friends and family for the big game or surrounding yourself with loved ones for a Sunday dinner, let LeMe's Sourdough Bakery provide what you need to make it that much more special. LeMe's Sourdough Bakery is a small batch, all organic bakery right here in the heart of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Go take a look at what's being mixed up in the kitchen next, as well as place your orders on Instagram at LeMe Sourdough Bakery. Don't forget to pick up your regular sourdough loaves, your jalapeno cheddar loaves, cookies for those late night snacks, and cinnamon rolls for those early morning cravings. LeMe Sourdough Bakery, where the first ingredients in anything made is love. LeMe Sourdough Bakery. All right, let's get into the comments real quick. Babbitt on the Bayou, what's up, man? Happy to see you're in here, buddy. Diamond LSU, what's up, buddy? Make sure y'all checking out the Diamond Baseball app for all your stats. I know there's like a new scorekeeper thing they're doing, I think. Will you actually sign up to be a scorekeeper? Buddy, I ain't got time. I would. David Billiot, buddy, what's up, bud? Tiger Miss, I believe that's Miss Missy, if I'm not mistaken. How you doing, Miss Missy? Oh, wait, no, that's Miss Peggy, because I see the P. Hey, Miss Peggy. I call her the godmother of LSU fan base, of LSU athletics. She's a godmother. If you're not, you probably follow Miss Peggy if you're watching me, I promise you. Bill, yeah, trying to be funny. Did you work out those biceps? I did not. I was born like this. Some of us are just born handsome. Let's see. Tiger Joker's in the building. Zach, yes. I got the text. Yeah, it threw me off for a minute, but yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Miss Peggy, Fries contest ends at Saturday, 8 a.m. Okay, so that's, y'all know that. So if you want the Ethan Fry baseline baseball cards, Saturday at 8 a.m., that raffle ends. If I'm not mistaken, Miss Peggy, she's giving away 5 cards, right? So I think it's the highest donor, or I don't know how she's doing that. I'm not going to try to speak for Miss Fry. I would never. But if you want one of those, go get that by Saturday, 8 a.m. Go put your donation in. Also, if you're one of the unlucky few who do not get one of those cards, we will have one, maybe 2, for Pick to Click coming up here soon. So we'll make sure we get those out to you guys. Zach, Mama Fry, Mama Malam, and Mama Peggy, and Mama Curiel. I don't think those giveaways they talked about are going away. They're going to keep going. Mr. Young has got to keep rolling. It's got to. Guys, I implore you. We have to keep this pushing. Have to keep this pushing. Like, I don't want to keep beating a dead horse when I get on and talk about this interview with Verge and everything like that nature. Like, I wrote on right here in my notes, if y'all can see. Keep pushing. That's I should have titled this episode "Keep Pushing," because we need to, guys. Like, I hate to sit there and hold these, but and look, I get it. I don't. Everybody's stuck on this number, this 20.5 or 18.5, and it's going to increase. I get it, but we all know that's not all the money that's being donated to LSU. And he talked about how the Brian Kelly buyout and the Matt McMahon buyout really hit the athletic department hard. But if I'm not mistaken, LSU didn't pay those buyouts. Well, not for Brian Kelly. Your donor base did. Your booster base did. I could be wrong, but man, I don't want to keep beating that dead horse. But come on. AP, what's up, peeps? What's up, AP? Make sure y'all go check out AP's interview with Braden Fajoko last night. He had it last night. I watched it. It was a great interview. It was a fun interview. Fajoko is always a fun guy to kind of listen to. He's always really interesting. I didn't know he was going to fight Logan Paul. That would have been awesome for Fajoko. Make sure to go check out Timeouts and Tangents with AP and go watch that Fajoko interview. I know he did a lot of prep work and was really excited about that interview. Let's talk about LSU baseball on the field. Let's talk about something I'm excited about. A lot of people may not be as excited about it after the Bethune-Cookman game. I'm excited about it. Now, did the Bethune-Cookman game work out the way you wanted to? No, we didn't get the win. I get it. I'll be honest with you. I don't care about midweek games right now. I said it last night on Go Deep Dive in the chat. Midweek games matter right now. I think with this team, you have to focus on SEC wins. Everybody's worried about RPI. Everybody's worried about rankings. I don't care about the rankings, but it's starting to be nut cutting time for the LSU baseball team. Why? This is your midpoint of SEC baseball. Your schedule doesn't lighten up. Ole Miss, A&M, Georgia, South Carolina, Florida. South Carolina at home, Florida at home, Georgia on the road, A&M at home. That's not right. Georgia on the road, Ole Miss on the road, A&M at home, Georgia on the road, Carolina, Florida. Yeah, I think that is right. Got a lot of home series this year in SEC play. But it's time. It's no more time for excuses. I liked a lot of things I saw Tuesday. Now, you have to understand this as well when it comes to baseball. Your Tuesday games are your kind of your get right games, your get back games, and also your see what people have games. I really don't believe Jay was going to use some of the pitchers he used Tuesday night. I think he wanted to give them rest, but he was also still trying to win that game. And oh yeah, I forgot Mississippi State. I'm sorry. Thank you, Babin. He wasn't trying to use some of those guys. He was trying to win that game, though. The injuries to Stanfield didn't help. Having Cerna out didn't help. I'm not. That game sucked because he came off that Tennessee and that Easter win. I know it sucks to watch. It feels like this year is a roller coaster with LSU baseball. I came out of that game feeling okay. Because if you look at it, you have 8 pitchers and you need 8. Skip always said you need 8. You have your 8 you have to make a run. You have bats in the lineup and bats that aren't in the lineup that need to find at bats in the lineup that are being productive. And you have other guys getting going. Steven Mullen, for example. I told y'all Monday, he's getting hot. He's going to stay hot. And once he starts cooking, get ready to eat. It's that simple. He's starting to see the ball well. All right. Curiel, he's warm. He ain't hot yet. He's warm. Jay Brown, I believe, is starting to find it again. And if Jay Brown get on a heater in the last 6 series of SEC baseball going into postseason, it's going to be electric. You have guys like Yaman coming off the bench showing a lot of potential. Braun coming off the bench showing a lot of potential. Dardar staying warm. He gets hot and gets warm. He hasn't gotten cold again yet. Even when he got cold earlier this year, I tried to tell all of you, he's just hitting it at people. He's fine. Let him be. Let him hit it out. Beatty, can't really say anything else about Beatty than just Beatty. He's finally found the stick, and boy, he's using it. I'm excited to see Beatty. Now, here's the question we all have in our minds right now regarding the lineup. Is Stanley going to be healthy? Is Dardar going to be healthy? What do you do with Beatty? What do you do with Zach York? Who do you put behind the plate? Who do you DH? If those guys are injured, who do you put where? Well, don't have any inside information, but we're going to play some scenarios here. Let's talk about Zach York to start. Zach York sat Tuesday. And if you go listen to Jay Johnson's press conference after the game, he kind of, I'm not saying he took a shot at Zach York, but he made a statement that I thought was related to Zach to a point. He talked about Eddie Yaman, how Yaman comes in and he knows when to take pitches. He knows when to picks up signs. He knows how to take walks. He gets hit by a pitch. He doesn't strike out. Why I say that, because we all know the missed sign stuff. I get it. But do I think Zach York is not done? He's going to be back. I can't wait for Zach York to get back because the La Tech game, yeah. The La Tech game when he busted out and hit 2, I think that I don't think. I know that Zach York is still in there. Now, is he going to hit the numbers I predicted preseason? No, probably not. You have to get on a real heater for that. But there's a reason why Jay Johnson brought Zach York to LSU. The guy is Zach York's going to be a key cog to this machine when he comes back and if you go on a run that we all want him to go on. Aaron Beatty, DH him. Until you don't have a choice, I don't want to see him in catcher's gear. DH him. I think right now, not saying he can't catch. He can catch. He hasn't been the greatest catcher, I'll admit that, but I'd rather him have to just focus on the bat because right now I think the thing you're lacking on this team is consistent bats, and right now he's a consistent bat. Keep him at DH. Behind the plate, as long as Cerna's healthy, I think you go with Cerna. If not, I think you go Yaman. Why do I go Yaman? Not trying to put a lot of pressure on the kid, but Sunday against Tennessee, kid looked phenomenal behind the plate. I liked it a lot. Zach calls him a Yaminator. Another thing about Yaman, he gets on base. And you need base runners. And you put him, you're probably going to be back in the lineup, bottom half of the lineup. He gets on base. Guess what? Top of the lineup comes up. He's coming in. It's pretty simple. Mom's getting hot. I don't want to see Mom at leadoff. I get why Jay did that. I get it because Curiel's starting to warm up and he has the opportunity to be able to drive in runs at the 3 or 4 spot. I still rather see Curiel or Stanfield at the top of the lineup. To be honest with you, they take better at bats. Mom's at bats have gotten better as well. I'm not saying he doesn't take good at bats. It's just they've gotten better. But I still think he's a leadoff guy. I think he's a middle lineup guy, but I'm not going to question Jay Johnson. Brown, he's going to be your 2-hole hitter. He's your best hitter on his team. He's going to stay there. What do we do if you lose Stanfield? That's the one position I have the hardest time filling. Mason Braun is a career high school outfielder. That's been beating my head by so many people. I get it. I don't want him in the outfield. I liked him at first Tuesday. I liked him. You can't expect a guy that hasn't played a position really all year to go out there and be perfect at it. He wasn't a liability at first. I'll say that. So who do you put in the outfield? Well, Braden Simpson's out with a broken thumb. So I would go Daniel Harden, personally. A lot of people don't realize just how much of a defensive stabilizer Stanfield was in left field when he came back. The defense improved dramatically with the addition of Chris Stanfield coming back from injury. We all remember, and I'm not picking on the kid, the Mason Braun error in left field that really hurt us in a win. Well, in a loss, but it hurt us getting the win. I don't want to see Braun left field. I will go Daniel Harden. And so you keep him Beatty at DH. What if you lose Dardar? If you don't lose Dardar and you don't lose Stanfield, God, I can't talk tonight. But you lose Dardar. Well, I think in that scenario, you'll see Caraway because I think Braden Simpson's still out with an injury. I wouldn't be mad seeing Ruckert defensively. I I don't think as bad as there for SEC play, but I may have said Eddie Yaman's bat wasn't there for SEC play. So you won't know until he's there. Now I know everybody has a bad taste in their mouth for whatever reason with Ruckert. I have faith in the kid. But Ruckert's a possibility. Carraway will probably be there at second if Dardar's out. I think Dardar Stanfield play this weekend, no matter what. I think Stanny, they took him out early, not because of a full-on injury, as precaution. Dardar got up and walked right away. Does it mean Dardar's 100% healthy? No. Newsflash, none of them are 100% healthy. It is what it is. You're halfway through SEC play, and you're more than halfway through a baseball season. Nobody's healthy. So get that out of your head. No one's moving at Curiel. I like Pearson at third still. If you want to keep York off the field and you don't want to put Braun at first and say you put Braun in left field, I would say move Pearson to third. Move Pearson to first and move Carraway to third or something of that nature. That's the way I would go. Don't worry about the bats. They're going to be fine. We're going to go over some Ole Miss stats here in a little bit. They have a really good pitching staff, but they're not ungettable for sure. I'm not going to give you a prediction on this series. This one series I look at and I'm lost. I don't know how to feel. I'll be completely honest with you. Hold on. All right. So now you got to explain this. Why does Pearson scare you at first? I need to know why. So pitching. Pitching lost us the game Tuesday. I'm not going to pick on any individual player. We know who did what on the mound. All right. I don't have to spell that out for you. We know. That pitching doesn't worry me about the weekend. Kaysen gets to start on Friday. Schmidt's going to get to start on Saturday. Apparently, Cooper Moore is possible to return next week. So it's going to be more that 3-week window. I think Schmidt stays your Saturday guy then. And I think Cowan is your starter on Sunday. I could be very wrong. Nobody here saw Grant Fontenot get the start against Tennessee. I didn't. Now, Jay could be using that opener mentality that a lot of guys use, like a lot of major league clubs use an opener sometimes. Like Tampa Bay Rays did it for a long time with Joe Madden as the manager. I'm not going to get into my personal thoughts on an opener. I think Cowan's your best bet to go on Sunday. And if you can manage your pitching staff well Friday and Saturday, it gives you the opportunity you had against Tennessee where you deep in pitching. And you can throw a lot of guys out there. Cowan and Guidry combined for 9 innings on last Sunday. If you can have that against Ole Miss, I think you're in a good spot. I think you're in a real good spot. Who's my circle of trust right now? I would have, Kaysen, Schmidt, Guidry, Cowan, Sheeran. Binge is a new addition. I did not have Binge before, but Binge has been solid. That's 6. Who am I missing? Santiago Garcia, Ethan Plog, still. That's your 8. Why do I keep doing that? The big guy said you needed 8. You needed 8 by April 15th. Well, you got 8. Can the offense do it for you? Can the defense keep you in the game? I don't think the defense is as bad as people make it seem. I think we're spoiled off of last year's defense. That was the best defense this team has ever had. I still remember people when Dickinson moved to short last year. Not going to name names. But Even in the moment, we always feel like it's, oh my gosh, the world's falling. People complain we strike out too much. Wait till I read you some numbers. Wait till I read you some numbers on strikeouts for Ole Miss. Does that mean we're going to strike everybody out? No. But it puts you in a good spot. I like our weekend rotation. I like our pitching on the weekend. I think we're going to be okay. I went back and watched the Tennessee series. I went back and watched game 2. Appenzeller's a problem, guys. Like, that boy Appletini can pitch it. He shouldn't be a bullpen guy, in my opinion, to be completely honest. So, you got 6 series left. This is your halfway point of the SEC baseball season. You're 6-6. You need 9. You win the series this weekend against a top 10 RPI team. Guess what your RPI does? You keep winning SEC series. What does your RPI do? You win a couple of these midweeks, even better. All right? I'm not worried about the midweek. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to have better breakdowns for you soon this week with fundraising. Maybe I should be athletic director. They can't afford me. But take a breath. Relax. Worry about the weekends. Worry about the weekends. By the way, talking about weekends, next weekend looks like we're going to have a pretty legit tailgate for the A&M. So make sure y'all come out and see us. Come say hi. We're going to have some giveaways. Me giving stuff away. Who'd have thunk it? We're going to have some giveaways at the tailgate as well. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do the giveaways. I want to do some contests. I'd really love to see some burner accounts that really talk bad about players come out. I want to see them throw a baseball. They could even hit anything. Babin, I love Fondo back on Sunday. That's at least what was projected and came out today. He's got the lowest ERA on the team. Did they put out the weekend rotation? I did not know that. I did not see that. So Fondo's getting the start on Sunday. So, and you say lowest ERA on the team. So a couple guys I looked at Ole Miss, I didn't worry about the ERAs just because of appearances. And then, like, you look at a guy like Fontenot, appearances and roles he came in is going to lead to a low ERA. So some of those box score watching can kind of get you in trouble, personally, for me. Appletini is nasty. Oh, boy, that's an understatement. That is an understatement. All right. Anybody else in here? I don't see anybody. All right, let's get into the weekend. You have a top 25 matchup with Ole Miss coming in this weekend. They're number 25. You're number 24. Again, we are always better than Ole Miss and always will be. It's just different. Ole Miss right now is 23-11, 5-7 in the SEC play, and 19-4 at home. We're playing in Oxford. Projected, I saw some, maybe not for sure, but Fondo has been good. Fondo has been good. Let me get to that real quick. I try to tell y'all all year, Cowan's your Sunday guy. I don't know why he's not starting. I wish somebody tell me why Cowan shouldn't start on Sunday right now when more out. Hey, Alex, how you doing, sweetheart? Alexandra with Tiger Talk Podcast. Make sure you check her out. Alex is going to be at the tailgate Saturday. Y'all come say hi to her as well. I can give Alex her 2022 signed baseball. Which is right here. Got it for you right here, Alex. Put that back. Get back to the show. Now, yeah, I want somebody to tell me why Cowan shouldn't start on Sunday. Anyways, Ole Miss also did beat Alcorn State, another HBCU. I think in a SWAC over the midweek, they beat them 11-1 a 10-run rule and went 7 innings. Fun fact about Ole Miss: Mike Bianco, LSU legend, longest tenured head coach in LSU in SEC baseball. He's been at that program, I think, since 2002. Been there more than a quarter of a century. All right. So we're going to go over their weekend rotation real quick. And then I want to get into some stats about they have in their offense. Oh, okay, Nunez. Too valuable out of the pen right now, maybe. But this is my counter to that. Cowan can give you 5. It eases up your pen. And you have a solid start. What plagues LSU all year? Slow starts. Needing your pitchers to keep you in games. That's why I want Cowan. He can come out and be a steady hand on the mound and keep you locked into this game. And you don't have to worry about having that blow up inning in the beginning of the game. You agree? Just playing devil's advocate. I know. You look like Keanu Reeves sometimes. Look at that Keanu Reeves looking like in that photo. Babin on the Bayou. Maybe you don't want to take away Cowan's chance to come in and close out a game, win a game 1 or game 2, but I have no problem with Cowan starting Sunday. See, I've said this before when it comes to saving a guy for the weekend or saying if he's available, we'll start him. If we need him, we'll use him. Most of you know baseball, know starters want to know they're starting. They want to be able to prepare and get ready because preparing for a start's a lot different than preparing for a relief appearance, right? Give your body that time to rest. Give your body that time to recover, to get yourself in a situation where you can go extended innings. Most guys are not. You can't look at like Sharon's done it this year, Cowan's done it this year, Gidger's done it this year, but you don't have a lot of guys that can come in and give you 4 or 5 innings out of a pen. I'd rather Cowan come out personally and start on the mound and give me 5 and get me late into the game to where you can have a Guidry come in and give you 2 to 3. You can have a Sheeran go in on Friday and possibly come back on Sunday, or a Guidry vice versa. A Santiago Garcia can possibly come in if he's not used on Friday and Saturday and give you 2 or 3. I think it opens up the possibility in the management of your pitching staff so well. It gives you a lot of opportunities. Give you an idea of how I'm seeing it. Sheeran, for instance, I'll give him another shout out to Sheeran. I think he did a really good job this weekend controlling his emotions. And I think he did that as well on Tuesday. Did using him and not letting him affect him. So, Babin. I don't think Fondo knew he was starting until Sunday morning. At least that's what I got from Jay talking to the media yesterday. Oh, I know that. Like, I get that. You have those scenarios. But in a perfect world, when you have a guy like Cowan with starting experience who's pitching so well right now, you can give him that flexibility to get you to start and have him ready. That's what I mean. All right. Not saying it can't be done. I just don't like it being done. That's all I got to say. All right. Let's talk about Ole Miss real quick. Hunter Elliott's going to be your starter on Friday. Here's a little bit of some lines for Hunter Elliott. He has 8 starts on the year. He's averaging 5 innings a start with 40.1 innings pitched this year. He has a 3.79 ERA. This is the numbers I want you to look at. In 40 innings, he's given up 29 hits, 17 earned runs. He's walked 26, but he struck out 60. He has a 201 batting average against. All right. So he's striking out about 1.5 every inning. And he's given up less than a hit an inning. That 3.79 ERA can be misleading when it comes to that. Sometimes I don't like ERA. I'd rather look at a line. Averaging 5 innings per start, giving up less than 1 hit an inning. What does that tell me? He doesn't go deep to start. 5 innings is great, but I don't call that a great depth off a starter because you know it's going to do this. It's going to average 5, but he's going to throw somewhere. He gets out in 4. Somewhere he's going to throw 6 or 7. you can get to Hunter Elliott. Now, Hunter Elliott can spin it. He's a really, really, really good pitcher. This is going to be another one of those weekends where it may just be better to keep the bat on your shoulder. They may not walk a ton of guys, but make them get deep into pitch counts, because when you get into their bullpen, that's when you can attack. Saturday, so that's going to go against Case and Evans. I think they're very similar pitchers. I think Kaysen can. This is why I get so caught up trying to figure out how this weekend's going to turn out, right? Kaysen comes out and gives you his A stuff, not his A plus stuff, A stuff. He's going to keep you in a scenario where you're at least, if you're trailing at all, trailing by 1 or 2. Now, if you mess around, let Hunter Elliott spin it, and then you don't make him get into his pitch count, he's going to be out there a while. And you're going to have a lot of trouble. That 201 batting average against isn't there for no reason. I think their best starter on the weekend is a guy who's only had he's had 7 starts. He has a 1.82 ERA on the weekend. That's Cade Townsend. All right. But he may be their best pitcher. This is where I tell you that ERA and stuff can really be misleading. 7 starts. He has 29.2 innings pitched. He's averaging around 4 innings a start. Right? You can get to him. He has a 189 bat average against, 7 walks on the year, and 46 Ks in the 29 innings pitched. His low inning number tells me you can hit him. His batting average is low, but he's not out there long. Striking out 46, he's averaging a little more than 1 strikeout an inning, kind of like Hunter Elliott. He can spin it as well. He's a great pitcher. But I think you can get him out of the game quick. The key to this weekend is honestly going to be getting the starters out. I know that sounds like, oh, no, duh. But it's going to be very, very, very key in this scenario for many, 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 many reasons. When we get to their bullpen, you'll understand why. Taylor Rabe is going to be your starter on Sunday. He has a 3.2 ERA and 25 innings pitched, 22 hits, 4 walks, 32 Ks. So Friday night's a guy's going to throw a lot of walks, a lot more walks than the other 2 guys. So that's why I say keep the bat on the shoulder. This is the thing about Taylor Rabe, though. He only has 2 starts on the year. So in those 2 starts, 25 innings pitched, 3.2 ERA, and he's 3-1 with only 2 starts. It's going to be Sunday's a toss-up, like it always is. And if Moore was here, he wouldn't have as much of a toss-up just because Schmidt is just such a straight-up mismatch for any SEC team, even on the road. A little more information about Ole Miss and their record this year. They were swept by Mississippi State. They beat Florida 2-1 in the series, Kentucky 2-1 in the series, and they lost 1-2 to Texas. Texas is a great team, highly ranked, and Mississippi State is outperforming what I thought. Now, their bullpen. This is why I say, hey, guys, we can get to these guys. Will Libbert, the 3 best guys I saw in their stats out of the bullpen were Will Libbert, Hudson Calhoun, and Walker Hooks. Now, I'm not an Ole Miss fan. If I'm wrong, tell me. But those are the best guys I saw. Most inning pitch and best numbers. Will Libbert, he had 6 starts on the year. I'm guessing Taylor Rabe took a starting spot from him. Or maybe those are all midweek guys. I think he's probably a previous weekend guy. But again, I may be wrong. He has 31 innings pitched. He's up 35 hits, 15 walks with 37 Ks, and he has a 294 batting average against. That's their best bullpen guy. Started creeping in that 300 average out of the bullpen. That gives me some good vibes. Will Libbert, from what everything I saw, has come in behind Cade Townsend, who's their Saturday guy, who has the lowest batting average against, and I believe the lowest ERA, yes, out of their starters. So Saturday, look forward to seeing Will Libbert. If not Friday, I would guess Kyle stays that Saturday roll. Hopefully, the Tigers can attack on Saturday and hopefully get a series win on Saturday. Hudson Calhoun's their next best bullpen option in 25 innings pitched. He has 13 walks and 38 Ks with a 233 batting average against. I believe Calhoun has kind of been the tag team partner of Hunter Elliott. 13 walks in 25 innings and 233. He's going to be a tough one. Another instance of being picky at the plate. Getting your pitch, get into a hitter's count, and making them pay. Walker Hooks is their third best option out of the bullpen, 2.77 ERA. In 26 innings pitched, he has 33 Ks and 6 walks. 182 batting average against. He's going to be a problem. Just by looking at the numbers, he's going to be a problem. What can LSU do this weekend to possibly? They have guys who can pitch. Ole Miss is a team that can pitch it, and they can honestly hit it pretty far. Hey, it's not a great setup for LSU on the weekend when it comes to their pitching staff. It's going to take picky hitting, which everyone hates to hear because why aren't you swinging at that? It's going to take picky hitting, selective at bats, attacking fastball, laying off of breaking balls. It's pretty simple. It's not rocket science. It's baseball. It's going to take it's not. I don't want to put any impetus on the umpires, so it's going to be on them as well with the strike zones. A lot of people had a problem with the strike zones over the weekend in Tennessee. Yeah, the Sunday guy was terrible. Friday and Saturday guys were not bad. Quit blaming the umpires. That wasn't bad. Let's talk about their offense going up against our pitching staff. Their best hitters on the team so far have been Becerra, Utermark, and Furness. Becerra has a slugging percentage over 700. You gotta attack Becerra. You gotta keep that bat on his shoulder because if he connects, he connects. He's hitting 331 on the season, 14 pumps, 6 doubles, 38 RBIs. He's walked 24 times and he struck out 46. This is going to be a repetitive mark. 46 Ks in a year for Becerra. Ole Miss kind of found that hit it far or don't hit it at all kind of mentality at the plate. If Kaysen has that curveball working and that changeup working, another reason why I want to see Cowan on Sunday, he can miss a lot of bats. And I think it would be very beneficial to miss a lot of bats today, this weekend. Utermark again, he's slugging over 650. Another repetition, some pattern recognition here. Batting 298, 13 pumps, 7 doubles, 32 RBIs, 42 Ks. Why am I putting such an emphasis on the strikeout mark? I heard from everybody, and again, I don't think we should be striking out as much as we are, but the two leaders on the team in strikeouts are Zach York and Aaron Beatty. The two leaders on this team are Becerra and Utermark, their best hitters. 46 Ks, 42 Ks, 88 Ks. York has 30, Beatty has 29. The closest one to Beatty after that is 21. I don't remember who that was. You're not striking out as much as Ole Miss. Let the strikeouts go to your advantage. Let the changeup, let the curveball work. It's going to take a lot of pressure on the catchers this weekend with Cerna and I'm thinking Yaman to block balls up. Because you can't attack these guys and can't get them to swing and miss. So I'm not going to say what I just thought because I'm not putting that bad luck on him. Eddie Furness is the third best hitter on this Ole Miss team. He's kind of had a quiet year as of late. He's batting 297, only slugging a little bit under 400. I think he's at 395. 6 doubles, 2 pumps on the year with 27 strikeouts. Strikeouts. That number isn't in the 40s like Utermark or Becerra, but think about who LSU's leading strikeout leaders are. York and Beatty. He has 27. He's right there with that number. You can attack these guys and really get them to swing and miss. That's going to be the impetus on our pitching this weekend. Swing and miss, swing and miss, swing and miss. Balls in the dirt, balls just off the corner, curveballs breaking in. We're going to have to work the strikeout pitch. If they put the bat on the ball this weekend, it's going to move. It's that simple. It's that simple. Again, I'm not giving you my prediction on LSU baseball this weekend because I honestly am at a loss for words. I think Zach and David said it perfectly last night. LSU could end up sweeping this series or getting swept. We need at least one. Need at least one. The series win would be phenomenal right now for LSU. I think the big guys that you need to look at this weekend, Brown and Milam are going to be, and Curiel are going to be the guys that kind of dictate how this weekend goes. Brown has come back down to reality, but I think he still has some more of that fire in him, some of that out-of-body experience we saw at the beginning of the year. Milam's getting hot. Milam's getting real hot. You can see it in his swing, and Curiel is staying warm, and it's no longer any valleys. He started to hit the ball the other way. He's really starting to really drive that ball the other way. With this pitching staff, you're going to really need to do that. But the impetus this weekend is purely on our pitching staff, in my opinion. Just because this Ole Miss team can hit the ball far and they can hit ball hard. You hit ball hard, you hit ball far, you win game. That's simple. One quick note on LSU football before I let y'all go for the day. If they don't have any more questions, comments, or concerns. A lot of people got upset about Sam Levitt's foot. Look, I think the kid just doesn't understand the veracity of this LSU fan base. My wife and I had a discussion today because, like I've told you guys, the players hear what you're saying. Guess who also hears what you say? The coaching staff and the coaching staff's wives and their friends. And it makes opinions be made and people judge. Levitt's fine. Like AP just said in the chat, Levitt's fine. Kid had some post-op work done that was already scheduled. Everyone knew it was going to happen. But people get on Instagram and they lose their minds. Look, the spring practice reports I've been listening to and the stuff I've been hearing is Landon Clark has been showing out. We paid Sam Levitt a lot of money. We need him to start. I get it. I am very comfortable with this quarterback room. If something happens and Sam Levitt can't go, you got old White Vic. Got old White Vic at backup. I think Landon Clark gets the backup job. And not Ahmad Hudson. Hassan Longstreet is right there on the back end. I'm not saying Landon Clark is going to start right now, AP. Calm down. I'm saying if Levitt can't start, if something happens with Levitt, I think Landon Clark becomes a backup. That's my opinion. Could be wrong. Everything I'm hearing, Landon Clark has been showing out in practice. Let's see right here. AP says Landon Clark is not going to start. Like I said, not start the year. It's Sam Levitt's job. But I'm hearing good things about Landon Clark. I'm calling him White Vic. Straight up. I'm calling him White Vic. Clark had potential to be a dog. Same with Longstreet. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Clark is the 2, but the offense still has a long way to go as it should. Offense will be behind defense in spring. Yeah, exactly. Like Lane Kiffin kind of said it perfectly when he was asked about, you can call him White Vic. Why can't you call him White Vic? Why can't you call him White Vic? Lane Kiffin kind of said it perfectly when he was asked about spring games and spring practice. I think that was last week in a press conference. All spring practice does is fire up the social media banter. That's all it does. Do you win games in March? I mean, you prepare to, but there's no games on the schedule. I saw in March. I was talking to my wife earlier. Times like this week shows you just how amazing this LSU fan base can be. The most loving, how do I put it? The most loving, the most, what's that word I'm looking for? This LSU fan base can be the greatest fan base when we're organized, when we're loving, and we're coming together to support the guys the way we should. Can also be the worst fan base in the world whenever we're not happy. Spring practice can turn this LSU fan base into not happy, and Lane doesn't want to deal with that. I don't blame him. In this new world of instant access to everything and anything, to where it used to be reporters go to the spring practice and then you watch the 6 o'clock news and you see practice footage. Now, practice starts at 9. At 9:30, you have spring practice clips out on social media. Of course, people are going to overreact. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be just fine. Don't worry about the football team. You hired Lane Kiffin for a reason. I promise you, football is getting the funding they need. Couple quick notes before we get out of here. One thing, like the stream. Just like it. It's free. It helps me out. I'm not monetized. It just helps me with the algorithm. Pick to click is still going on. Surprisingly, we'll have pick to click out tomorrow. I believe the game starts at 6:30. So I'm gonna shoot everyone in here. Listen, I'm gonna shoot to have the pick to click out at 4:30. Everyone listening, thank you. I'm gonna shoot to have the pick to click out for 4:30. And don't forget to go get your comments posted on the Walk It Off podcast page for the Dylan Cruz jersey. Go see Miss Brandy Fry. That giveaway for those cards ends at 8 a.m. on Saturday. And the Cobra 225 is still giving away the Jake Brown card. AP on postgame, it depends on timing. I have to wake up at 3 a.m. on Saturday. So don't maybe give you an answer right now. Don't forget about getting your pick to click in. Like the page, follow, subscribe, everything. Please, I beg you. It helps out. And I'm always late to it with pick to click. Okay. Zach, go do 3 Hail Marys. Other than that, that's really all I got for you today, guys. Thank y'all again so much. Hold on. It's funny you have a weekly spot with me, but I've never been on here. AP, don't start that right now. I love you guys. God loves you. All he wants you to do is love him back. And I will talk to you again, possibly tomorrow night. Alex, I look forward to seeing you as well. Everybody also, don't forget tailgate next Saturday. Things are getting in motion, and we're going to have some giveaways. And we're going to possibly have some crawfish for everybody and some drinks and all good time. Anyways, I love you all. Pick to click. Dylan Cruz giveaway. Support the team. Get your donations in. I love you all. And I will see y'all around.